Yes, welcome to the Vanguard Show. Today, what is it? Sunday, April 24th, 2022. The Vanguard Show is being sponsored by the book From Old Guard to Vanguard and the photo exhibit From Old Guard to Vanguard. Definitely check out your Facebook pages, YouTube, all the above. But we are very happy to introduce our guest today from Alma Coffee. And she and the whole company have been highly recommended. This is Leticia, right?
Yes, Leticia.
Yes, it's definitely great to meet you. And I think we have a mutual friend in Mark Hayes.
We do, yes. And thank you so much for having us today. Mark is a wonderful friend. One of the best things about him is he introduces us to amazing people such as you guys. So thank you so much for having me.
Oh, our pleasure. What do you want to do?
And I was going to say, because Mark stated, I am a coffee drinker. I drink coffee every place we go, every country we visit, any state we're in. I try to get the locals. So part of it was my favorite, I can tell you now, is the passion. And the funny part was this one's empty, but I have backup of fresh pot ready to go.
Yes.
So we made one today. And like you, I was drinking mine.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Well, virtual coffee cheers.
And so question is, which flavor you have currently that you're drinking?
So right now I actually have a cappuccino with our Soulmate roast in it. That's what we usually have on our hopper here at the roastery is Soulmate. This comes out really nicely on espresso.
And so look, question, just to know for your employees, so do they get to get a fresh cup in the morning too?
Oh my gosh, yes. So one thing that we do, and I'm going to go off on a ton of tangents, so please feel free to cut me off. One thing that we love to do is instead of limiting the amount of coffee that our team can drink, we honestly do unlimited coffee, whether you're working that day or not. So if any of our team members come in on a day they're not working, they're going to get free coffee and free drinks. And that's just a great way of saying thank you. And thank you for coming and hanging out with us, even when you're not working, because there's other locations you can definitely go to.
So all I can say is I hate, because man, I would love to be there to get my fresh cup of coffee every morning.
Hey, we're hiring. So if you want to, come work part-time, get behind the bar, swing some espresso shots, let's do
it. Wow. Well, first of all, tell us your story, your family story, and the story of Alma Coffee.
Yeah. So that's all intertwined. So if we're going all the way back, I was born into the coffee industry, and it's something that I really took for granted as a kid. I thought that going back home to Honduras, running around in coffee farms and getting to nibble on coffee cherries was what every kid got to do for Christmas. But as I became an adult, I realized that really is not common. And lots of professionals in the coffee industry dream of the day that they can go to origin and see where coffee's coming from. And it's something that I had the privilege of growing up with. My dad was born and raised in farms in Honduras, and he's a fourth generation coffee farmer, and I'm fifth. Me and my sister are fifth. So it's really cool to have that experience growing up, not really conceptualizing what it meant in terms of the second, largest traded commodity in the world. I just thought it was really, really cool and fun. So fast forward into my adult life, I studied accounting and information systems in school. I was up in Chicago at DePaul University. I started my accounting career at KPMG. And as I was there, even though, the money was great, I didn't feel like I was doing my part to make the world a little bit of a better place. And a lot of people get that from accounting, and that's wonderful. It just wasn't what I was experiencing. So my husband and I decided to start taking some time off from work and go down to our coffee farms and really understand it from a business point of view, not just a visiting family or vacation standpoint. And what we started to fall in love with was the difference that we were making in this small town that would otherwise be considered irrelevant to the world, right? It's in the middle of the mountains, 5 hours away from the closest airport, pretty impossible to get to. And we were making real change, not just for the current generation, but for their kids and the future generation in that town too, providing positive job opportunities, which are really uncommon, unfortunately, in the third world. So we fell in love with that, and we said, what can we do to take this one step further? So that's where the idea of roasting came into play. Our family has been farming for over 5 generations, but we had never roasted our own coffee before. So it was really cool. The day that we turned on our roaster, we knew that we were the first ones to ever do it. And it was a culmination of all the hard work that the generations before us had done. So we put a business plan together, packed our bags, moved from Chicago to Georgia to be close to family. And this is where we really wanted to settle our roots in Georgia. We just love the South. And started working on our dreams, started figuring out what roaster are we going to get? What espresso machine do we want to get? What kind of branding do we want to have? What do we want our pillars to be? Just all of that, started working on it. And we went from concept to reality in about a year. We started our business plan at the end of 2000, or at the beginning of 2018. And by April 2019, we had our roaster up and running and we roasted our first batch. And there was a lot of things in between. You know, we launched our website, we had a friend roast for us, and we were still selling. But it went from concept to like actually having our own facility in a little bit more than a year, which was a whirlwind, but really exciting.
So I was going to ask you, what made y'all decide to choose Georgia?
So we actually met here. My husband and I are high school sweethearts, and both of our families live within 5 minutes of each other. And we wanted to be close to family, but we also wanted to be in a place where we felt we would want to start our own family should that ever happen one day. And Georgia was the place for it. We love the friendliness of people. We love how entrepreneurship and small business focused our specific county is. So when it came to choosing where we wanted to build this, we knew that going back to where we met was the perfect place. And we absolutely love it here.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful.
So I do have another question because Alma, I heard there's a meaning behind the name of the company. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Of course. So Alma means soul in Spanish. And the idea is that we're bringing our whole heart and soul into the business, not just from my husband and I standpoint, but also from all the generations before us. So yeah, that's where it comes from. And then in our branding, you can see there's a lot of imagery that ties back to our roots. So our bag is blue, and that is from inspiration from the flag of Honduras, which has the blue stripes on it. And then the 3 birds there, we have the barn owl and then the macaws. The macaw is the national bird of Honduras. And they actually have a beautiful sanctuary in the Copan region where our farms are. But what the 3 birds stand for is our 3 key pillars, which are improving lives, using sustainable practices, and then crafting extraordinary coffee. So that's kind of the branding in a nutshell there. We worked with an awesome graphic artist who's local to our area, who just really brought it to life.
Okay.
And I did also see that within and on your website, you say that part of the business has a veteran that's making up part of the business. Can you tell us a little bit about who that person is?
Yes, of course. So the 3 owners are me, my husband, and my dad. And my dad is a veteran. So we're extremely proud to be veteran owned, and really, really proud to support our vets who sacrifice everything for our country. So my dad focuses mainly on the farming side of things. So during harvest season, he'll actually move down to the farm for 6 months, which is crazy. Him and my mom will move down there the whole time. And that's really how we kind of have everything separated. So he does everything on the Honduras side of things, and then my husband and I do everything stateside.
Okay. Well, I was going to jump in. I knew you ladies are going at it, but I was going to say, my wife and I are global travelers. We've had Ethiopian coffee, we've had South African coffee, Jamaican coffee. What differentiates the Honduran coffee in terms of the soil quality and whatnot?
Yeah, so Honduran coffee has usually been something that isn't as highly looked upon as other countries. Ethiopia has a great reputation because they're considered the birthplace of coffee, and that's where you get some really unique coffee from. And every single country has kind of its own characteristics. Honduras is known for just good quality, just chocolate and coffee-like notes, not anything too crazy. What we're super excited about is being able to control the whole process. We've actually started putting in new processes into our coffee that you don't really see out of Honduras. Things like a natural process, which you see a lot of Ethiopian coffee has that, or a honey process. And it's really rare to see that from Honduras. So that's been really fun. We also experiment with fermentation on our coffees.
Mhm.
And what that does is bring unique characteristics to it. So when comparing all origins to each other, they really are unique. And it's fun to
Mhm.
experiment and try it all. For a while, we did purely Honduran coffee because we always want to source everything as ethically as possible. But last year, we started introducing some other origins. And as much as we'd love for them to be direct trade, like we have with all of our Honduran partnerships, it is pretty physically impossible for us to go visit every single other origin country right now. Maybe one day we'll be able to and be able to form those direct trade relationships. But for now, we're very clear that it is as ethically sourced as we could possibly do from the United States.
Okay.
So currently, locations that y'all have the coffee in outside of the US, do you have other locations as well?
So there are some locations that we sell our green coffee to outside of the US. So that's
Mhm.
the raw coffee product that gets roasted. Lots of times we send it directly from our farm. So it won't even, touch the US. But in terms of roasted coffee, right now we're only in the US. Yep.
Okay, and Mark kind of gave an impression about the Alma Coffee as a vibe of family,
Mhm.
community, and we're not talking about just local community. We're talking about an international community. How does that come
Yeah,
into play in terms of your business ideal?
it definitely comes into play because so we have Alma, which is kind of like the roasting brand, but then Finca Tererito, or as we call it, Finca Tea, just easier to pronounce.
Okay.
That's our farming side. So every single day we're in constant communication with the farm team. And to be honest, we really are one big team. We just kind of have different brands and we have individual goals within one big goal. So there's a lot of international relationships there. And to be honest, sometimes it's not the easiest thing to do. My Spanish is it's pretty good, but when it comes
Okay.
to business talk and like specific details, it can be hard to translate when you're talking about, a specific moisture content or color
Right.
ratings on coffee. So there's the struggles, but it's really cool because you get to be exposed to so many different ideas and learn new things every single day. That's my favorite thing about coffee is every single day I learn something new.
And I did see on the website, not only the farming that's done on the family farm, but you've actually sourced out with some of the other local farmers there. Can you tell us
Yeah,
a little bit about that type of networking as well?
absolutely. So we have what's called the Alma Adoption Partnership. And it means that we personally know that farmer. Most of the times they were elementary school classmates with my dad, or they're a second cousin or a really good family friend. But we personally know them. We've personally been to their farms. We know that they're paying their workers ethically and sustainably and above market. And we know that they're upkeeping the same practices that we would keep at our farms. And if all those things are ticked off, we know that they are being great contributors to the industry as a whole and their coffee is delicious, then we want to form that partnership with them. So it's a very stringent process. We get lots of farmers come to our farm every single day trying to sell our coffee, sell us their coffee.
Okay.
But we do want to, keep it very close to our morals. We
Mhm.
never want to partner with someone who's not paying others fairly or who might be not caring about the quality of the coffee. So it's a really fun thing because what we do is we take on their coffee without really having a home for it. We'll bring it up to the US and then we'll either roast it ourselves and sell it with their name on it. So something like our Vanguard Show or San Sebastian blends, that is from direct trade partnerships or Alma Adoption partnerships. So we'll always pay homage to them in the name of the coffee.
Mhm.
So we'll either roast it or we'll sell it to other roasters so that they can also help with those direct trade relationships.
And I think that part is beautiful as well, because they have opportunity that they might not have had without you being here within the US to actually promote their products.
Exactly. Yeah. We always say that changing the coffee industry doesn't begin or end with us. We would love for everyone to support us,
Mhm.
but that's not the point. The point is making sure that this industry continues and is sustainable for the future generations. So if we always say, if you don't want to support Alma, that's totally fine. We just encourage you to please talk to your local coffee shop or coffee roaster and ask them some key questions. Do you know where your coffee's coming from? Do you know who roasted it? Do you know who the farmer was or even the farm names? Just knowing those little details or even asking that so it can spark something in that small business is really important. And that's what it takes to change the industry.
Yes, because I think it's a big enough industry out there that basically I'm a consumer and I love to try different ones that it could
Right.
be part of that actual conversation also
Exactly.
with, like you stated, making sure the coffee that you're drinking is also a story behind it and that the people that's actually making the product are getting treated fairly and equally in pay.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly.
So that could be definitely a coffee talk.
Yes, absolutely. We could go on tangents about that.
Well, first of all, I love your YouTube channel. And
Oh,
an
thank
interview with
you.
Paul Milliken was just wonderful and hilarious at the same time.
Oh,
Talk
thank
about
you so
moments like
much.
that where you get to expose your beautiful, your wonderful company.
That's always so surreal because I just see myself as the girl, behind the scenes, answering customer inquiries. And then whenever something like that happens, and then we get a rush of people come visit, and everyone's so excited, and we've had people want to take selfies with us, and I'm just like,
Okay.
this is so weird, I mean, I'm just here roasting coffee, but it's a really cool feeling, especially when you think about how hard our family has worked to get to this point, and the members that have passed away from prior generations that have no idea how all their hard work is the only reason we are here today. And we can't even say thank you, but hopefully they're looking down on us and just really proud of everything that's been built.
Oh, wow, wonderful, wonderful. And now I saw some kind of Alma Rabbit. What was that about?
Yes, so we take our social media in a really lighthearted way, and we do something called edutainment. So entertaining content that has educational undertones to it. And that's always kind of the goal with all the silly stuff that you see us do. So our digital media manager sends me this link one day randomly, and it's just funny too. And he's like, hey, can I buy this on the company card? And I promise I'm going to wear it all day. and I'm going to walk around in our downtown and hand out free samples of coffee. And I was like, if you promise you're going to wear it, we'll buy it. And he was like, I promise. And sure enough, he was wearing it all day, and everyone loved it. At first, we were a little scared because he's got this big mustache, and then he's in this bunny suit, and we're like, "What are people gonna think is going on?" But no, everyone loved it. Yeah.
Look,
now it's an annual tradition.
And I was gonna say, look, it looked like it was hot. I would have told him better off to do it during winter time.
I know, right? Yeah, he's in trouble because now he's going to be Santa Claus and all the other things you can imagine that I could be dressed up as.
Oh, wow.
So now I did purchase before, and I just wanted you to tell a little bit about your sample package to the people and let them know what they would be able to get within a sample package.
For sure. So the starter kit is a great way if you're just getting familiar with the brand. And, lots of times you're like, wow, 17 rows. So how do I even choose something, right? Sometimes you have that over-analysis paralysis kind of thing going on. So we came up with the starter kit because it'll have a 12-ounce bag, so it's a regular size bag of Soulmate, some most popular roast. It's one of those roasts that it's really hard to mess up. You can throw it in the espresso machine, in the brewer, in a French press. You can make it any way. You can add whatever you want to it, and it's going to come out delicious. So we have a full-size bag of that, and then we have 6 samples of our other roasts. So we have a full lineup from our light to our dark, and then we have a decaf in there too. So there's something for everyone. And the intent of it is you can try a little bit of everything and really figure out, okay, what range of coffee profiles do I like? Do I like light and acidic? Do I like dark? Do I like decaf? Do I like just middle of the road? Do I like to alternate between all of it? Because some people do. They want to just try something different every day. And if that's the case, we have a rotation subscription for the people who want to do something a little bit different all the time. So it's just a great way to get familiar with all the different types of coffees that are out there and try a little bit of it all without getting full size options of it all.
Okay. And then I also saw that they can subscribe. Can you tell us how they go about subscribing so that way they can have it come to them?
Yeah, so our subscription program, we got really lucky to be featured by Bon Appetit as one of the top subscription programs out there, which we had no idea they were even going to do. So we were very flattered. But our subscription is based on a model is if you help us save on shipping costs, we're going to help you save. So it's a bulk bag discount. So if you go one bag, doesn't get a discount, but it is free shipping. And then 2 bags is 5%, 3 bags is 10%, and 4 bags and up is 15% off. So it's a great deal and free shipping always. And the beautiful thing about it is, unlike most companies where you subscribe, they try to keep you locked in. We're never going to give you a hard time. You can cancel anytime and there's no hard feelings. Just you simply email us and we're going to go ahead and cancel it. So it's super easy to modify. You can cancel anytime. You can change out roasts. And you can choose the frequency you want it. So we have people who want coffee every single week, like every single week a bag goes out. And then we have people where it's once every 6 months they want a bag of coffee. And it's as customizable as that. It really is built to satisfy your personal coffee needs based on however it is that you consume your coffee.
And then also I did see you have some actual Alma products. Can you tell us a little bit about the products you have?
Oh, yes. So I am a little OCD. I like everything to be perfect. So I always love telling this story that for 8 months, we didn't have a coffee mug because I could not find the perfect one. And it started to become a true like tension point for my husband and I, because he was just like, just pick a mug. And I was like, absolutely not. It's got to be the most perfect mug. We are in the coffee industry. We're not going to come out with a mug that I don't want to use. And he was like, just pick one. Like there's a million out there. So it took me 8 months to find one, but I found one, and it's the perfect mug. It's hand etched. So there's going to be no wear and tear on it if you put it in the dishwasher or in the microwave. And that's just an example of how we really try to go above and beyond on every single product that we have on our store. So everything is very intentional, and we put a lot of work into just getting sample products, trying it out, putting it to the test to make sure it's going to withstand regular wear and tear. So we've got a whole lineup of different brewing equipments, apparel, drinkware products, everything from stickers, anything you can think of. We probably got something for you.
So question, do you have any new line of coffee coming out that you can share with us? I did see a spring coffee that came out. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so this hasn't even really been announced too much on our website, but this year we came up with the idea of doing seasonal roasts that kind of go in line with what's happening not only in the temperature, so that way it's like spring and we're getting into iced coffee season, a roast that can kind of go ice and hot really well. Summer will be something that's like really good for just cold brew and nitro and iced coffee. Fall, getting back into pumpkin spice latte season, so it'll be something very comforting. So that's kind of the goal with our seasonal roasts. So we'll be doing them annually, and they're named off of that season, but in Spanish. So spring is primavera, and that's why it's the primavera roast. But what's really cool is that the label is actually being designed by one of our team members here, who's in our fulfillment department, but she's also an amazing artist. So she has hand drawn all the labels. And what they are visual representations of how the coffee trees are looking down at the farms during that season. So it's really cool. If you collect all of them, you're going to be able to see just through the labels the evolution of what the coffee tree goes through from spring to winter.
Oh, that is cool, because that tells a story in it. Look, on its own.
Exactly. Yes. Always tying in the farms, because it's something that there's not too much information easily accessible to coffee consumers out there. I think if you're in the industry, you become more aware of it, but we still every single day get someone who comes in and says, so how does the coffee turn brown? And, like, how do you get coffee? And so we love to explain that it's actually the fruit of a tree, and it's the seed of that fruit.
Okay.
Because I was going to say, it's interesting how we can go all the way from light roast to dark roast. And all that is basically a concept within, like you're saying, the stage of.
Yeah. So the different roasting techniques, that all happens in the roaster. So anything from light to dark is just really an intense manipulation of time and temperature in the roaster. But most of the time, some of our coffees are the actual same raw coffee product, the same variety, the same lot and everything. It's just roasting it differently to get that desired result. Okay.
Well, and we love the taste. My favorite is medium to dark or dark roast.
Yes.
He's more of the lightweight.
Okay. Yeah. I'm a light roast person too, so I get it. The honey process is my favorite. And it's definitely something that it's not for everyone because it doesn't
Mhm.
taste like your traditional cup of coffee. It's more tea-like,
Mhm.
but that's just what I love.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
please give us all your social
Yeah.
media, YouTube, Instagram, everything, Facebook,
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah. So anyone who wants to order, we roast fresh to order every single day, 6 days a week.
Mhm.
If you place your order before noon, we're going to get it out that same day. So we're very big on quick turnarounds. So if you want to order from us, visit us at www.myalmacoffee.com. And to check out all the shenanigans we get up to with
Right.
coffee, all the fun stuff. We're on all the social media platforms at My Alma Coffee. I recommend our YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Those are the ones that we put a ton of work into.
Okay, thank you so much. And you had
Yes, I was gonna say, I really do appreciate you spending time with us and look,
Of course.
sharing coffee with me.
Yes, yes. No, I love it. And I noticed that your mug said like cat mom or something on
Mhm.
it. I'm a big cat lover too. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, we're on the same wavelength here.
See that?
Yeah.
Well, we want to thank you for appearing on the
Mhm.
Vanguard Show. We had such a great time, and Mark was spot on.
Yes.
In terms of
Aw.
his praise for Alma Coffee, and
Well,
keep up the
thank
great
you.
work you're doing.
Yes, we
Thank you so much.
appreciate it. And look, how do you say, from my coffee house to your coffee house, we really appreciate it.
Well, thank you. And likewise to you guys. Thank you so much for everything that you guys do and helping spread the word about small businesses. It means a ton.
Oh,
Oh,
absolutely.
thank you
Thank you
very
so
much.
much.
And have a great day. And tell the rest of the family hi for us as well.
Will do. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Take care.